In second chapter, we will discuss about data types in Java and more further about typecasting. So here let's see. First, I will tell that what is data type. A data type programming language is a classification that which type of value a variable and what type of mathematical, relational or logical operation can be applied. So first we have focus over there that relational and types of value of variable, like a variable like string. I'm giving you an example with that we have different kinds of fruits. A bigger one, apple, orange, it will come in one type of. Take the grapes and the smaller fruit kind of, that will come in another type of variable. Type is nothing but the container type. So what kind of value will get stored in what kind of container. So here I will discuss, like you can see type of value. So what happen is, like you have int a is equal to 5. So what kind of variable? This is variable, this is your type. Here what this is value. So what kind of variable, what type of variable it is defining here? This is the int type of variable, means what kind of item is getting inside the container, that is showing that is a type. And what is relation? A mathematical relation. So if it is float will take decimals, and double will take large number in integer. So that kind of we will discuss about all this and logical operation, how it will work. I will move further for the next slide. In this slide we can see there are two kind of data types. First is primitive data types and another is non-primitive data types. In primitive data types, what's happened that it is already defined by the Java. Every coding language, it is already defined that okay sir, byte will be there, short will be there, int will be there, long will be there, float will be there, boolean will be there, character will be there. But what is in primitive data type, that it is not gonna define, it is already defined by the programmer. After that part you have to relocate or manipulate a data somewhere, then only we are using the non-primitive data type. The main I will tell you that what you have to remember, that in primitive data type it is already defined in Java, but what happened in non-primitive data type is it is generated by the programmer. So accept a string, okay, one thing you have to remember, that accept a string, it is generated by the programmer. So array, array we are defining the length. In arrays we are defining the length, how much length it gonna be depend on the user. Classes gonna define by user or programmer. So these are the non-primitive data types. So let's see the another slide. Here you can see that data types, primitive data types and non-primitive data types. In non-primitive data types it comes string, array, linked list, array list, where the length of the storage is not certain. So in that case we are using non-primitive data types. You will read in depth further about this. All data structures come inside this only, non-primitive, because we are dealing with the manipulation and the storation of data. So here it comes the non-primitive data type. In primitive data types it's boolean and numeric. Boolean gives you only true or false. If I am using somewhere that 5 is equal to 6, so what happened, that it will give you true or false. If 0 means false, if 1 it means true, that's it. And in numeric there is integer and character both. So in character we are using data type as a char, and in integral there are two types. In integer we are using byte, short, int and long, and another integral part is floating point, float and double. In the float part, see this one, in float part we are dealing with what, decimals number, okay, and in this we will work on integral part. Here we will work on character only, it will take only character, and boolean will give you true or false only, nothing else. And non-primitive type, it is important, but for right now I will discuss about only primitive data types. I will give you simple concept that non-primitive data types, where we can manipulate the size of the storation of the data. Here it will come the non-primitive data types, that's it. So I will go with the another slide now. What is difference between a primitive and non-primitive type? I already told you, primitive data type are predefined, already defined in Java, because its size of that primitive data type is already defined. Like okay, int is 4 byte, float will be 4 byte, double will be 8 byte, okay. So that kind of, it is already defined, that the size of the particular data type is fixed. But what happened in non-primitive type is are created by the programmer and is not defined with Java, except the string. I already told you that except the string is only one which is defined in a Java, but other, apart from the string part, other non-primitive data types are defined by the programmer. Non-primitive data types can be used called method, so to perform certain operation, while primitive data cannot. What happened here is non-primitive types can use to call method to perform certain operation. We get into this kind of stuff, that which of the data will and which data taking how much size. So you must have to remember all these things. So it gonna help you out. A primitive type start with a lowercase, while non-primitive types start with uppercase letter. The size of primitive type depends on a data type, while non-primitive type you have all the same size. Okay, means how much allocate for that. If like linked list is there, so you can use many number of times you can store data. So that's the difference between primitive and non-primitive. You will get to know further if you see this video again and again. You will get to know more clearly that what is the difference between both. So now I will move further. See this, here we have example of data types, like okay, we are using int mynum is equal to 5. So what happened in int, that int will store only integer part. What is integer? The sum minus to plus value, not in the decimal form. It should be the whole number. What is the float? Float always define the decimal. Like if you put float, my float num is equal to 5, if you print on your screen, it will get printed as 5.0. So it will always allocate the number after the decimal also. Character is always, it will take always one character. And boolean, my bool is equal to true. I told you that boolean always give you true or false value. It is either true, it might be false. So it will give that only. So and the string my text hello. So in character, what is happening here, you can see this part. We are using one single quote, okay, and the string we are using double quote. You further when we will discuss where this memory allocation and about memory management and all. Right now and long part is, it is taking a long number, but it should be the integer part. Gave you this example, so you have to think and you have to practice more on these examples of data types. So here I will discuss about a long. Okay, the long data types can store whole number from this much long to that there, but the integer part, this is used when int is not large enough to store the value. When the integer cannot accept that much amount of data, then we will go to the long. And here we have to note that an L, letter L, this kind of thing you must have to remember. And the scientific number we can also use in Java. A floating point number can also be a specific number with an E, okay, to indicate the power of 10. So float f1 is equal to 13 into 10 to the power 3. Okay, so that is defining this for the large number. For double, it is also, you can use as a uppercase E, 12 into 10 to the power 4. So this kind of thing we must have to take care about. When you will write a small code, you will get to know about all this. Here we have what? We have the data size, which data type has how much storage capacity. So we must have to know one byte has 1 byte is equal to 8 bit. 8 bit means this storage will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This much storage. When I talk about 1 byte means this much 8 bit. So when we are talking about short, okay, short means how many bit? 2 bit. Means byte has 1 byte size. It stores whole number from where? 128 to 127. Why it is storing the number up to 127 only? As I told you, it will take only 8 bit. How much bit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. What will happen? That you can see 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, here 1, here 1 and here 0. This will get how much? How much here? It will be 127. This is maximum for the 1 byte. So what will happen if it is increased from 127, it has to be shift to where? Short. Like I will show you this for short one also. That, see this one, we have this 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, another 8 bit. These are 2 byte. 2 byte and how many bit? 8 bit this one, and this one also 8 bit. So how much are there? 16 bit. When you will write like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and here you will write here 0. So you will get this much value. Only 0 will be here. This is the maximum and another one will be 1 and 16 bit. So that's why it is up to 32,767. You must have to read again and again about storage of the data, because the most of the question and most of the problem in Java, it will get short with the memory management system only. So you must have to focus all over this. Int has how many? Int has 4 byte. Okay, 4 8 are 32 bit will be there, so it is storing this much of number. Long, I told you that long will take the larger part, as I told you in the previous slides that long is for the largest number, which integer is unable to accept that much of data. Then we will move to the long. Long how many bit? The double of int, means 8 8 ja 64 bit we have. See this much storage you can store from here to here. So this is too long and it will store only the whole number. That's it. Now I will move forward with the float. Float part. Float takes 4 byte of the space. So what happened here? A store fractional number sufficient of storing 6 to 7 decimal digits. You can see this for 4 byte, like I am making this 4 times. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. What happening in this one, that only 1 byte getting stored for the decimal digit. Okay, because sufficient for storing 6 to 7 decimal. From here to here approximately 1 whole byte it is going to allocate for the float part. As you see that for the int, for the large amount of number we are using long, but in float for large amount of data what we have to use double. See this 8 byte and 8 byte, you can see both. Double is 8 byte and long is 8 byte, int is 4 byte and float is 4 byte. The only difference that it is taking decimal, it is taking only the whole number. A stores fractional numbers sufficient for storing 15 decimals, up to 15 decimals. So means what happening here, it will take around this 2 bit storage, like 16 bit it is taking for the decimal storage only. Means double is more precise than the float. I can show you that. Like we have this number 0.234. What we have number that 0.00123489985. How much? 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 to 10 to 12. And what happened in float, that it will give only 2 3 4 5 6 7 up to this much. Which one is more precise? The D, means double will be the more precise. When you put 0.1, it will take only double value you have to give. Then because it is not specified after 1 how many digits are there, so for more precision D will be good. So yeah, boolean has only 1 bit. Remember this, by get a difference between this. What happened in boolean, that we have one box, 1 bit only. Instead of this whole 8 bit, for boolean we have only 1 bit. What is happening here, that it will take either what we can store in this, either 0 or either 1. So it might be 0, it might be 1. So when it will be 1, it will give you true. When it will be 0, it will give you false. So this kind of, it will take only 1 bit. It will give you only the value, like it is right or not. So for the comparison, when we will compare somewhere in code, so you will use this boolean and you will get to know this is right or not. It will give you that. Character has 2 bytes. So why character has 2 bytes? I will show you. So we can see here that we have this one 2 byte, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6 7. Okay, let's do, we have 2 byte. What is happening here, that when you will write a, okay, like this, I've been giving you here the char a, what will happen, it will convert into ASCII number, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay, so what is happening, if you will write char here, so it will get evaluated as a got evaluated at 97. Okay, and the lowercase a got evaluated at 65. So this kind of thing you must have to take care of. We are allocating this because of, if you see, sir, we have to put only a, so why we are not doing like this a? No, it will get converted to ASCII value, then only it will get stored in the allocated memory. So I will move for this. So see, what is now, we are done with the data types. Now we have typecasting. Typecasting is when you assign a value of one primitive data type to another primitive data type. Getting or not? When we are doing conversion from one data type to another data type, that is called typecasting. It is basically when you are converting int to long and long to int. We are changing the storation size of allocated variable. That is basically called typecasting. So here we have two type of typecasting. One, when we are increasing. Okay, increasing means increasing the size, like byte, dot, char, int, long, float, double. Like we are increasing the size of the data types. And another type, when we are decreasing the, like we have long initially and we have to convert that into int. So that is called narrow casting. It is automatically from lower to higher, it will happen automatic, but from higher to lower you must have to enter something. I will discuss about that specifically to reduce the size of given variable. See, what is the size of this? 1 byte, short 2 byte, char 2 byte, integer 4 byte, long 8 byte, double 8 byte. Sorry, float is of 4 byte. We are increasing here. Float is of 4 byte. Due to a specification of this conversion, it is pre-arranged. So in narrowing casting, what we have to convert it, like double has 8 byte, float has 4 byte, and long has 8 byte, int has 4 byte, char has 2, short has 2 byte, and byte has 1 byte. So we are increasing. Okay, here we are decreasing. So according to that, if we have to change from one type to another type, that is called typecasting. So see what will be the next. Here we have this. I have example of this, like public class, my class, public static void main int args, int my int is equal to 9. Then int is going to double my double is equal to my int. What happening is, we have int has 4 byte, int my int is equal to 9. Now what is happening, double my double is equal to my int. What is the value of my int? 9. Getting what we are doing, that we have to initialize this my int into container of integer which has 4 byte of size. But what we are asking to increase, we are asking to double my double is equal to 9. What my int? Sorry, here it is that we must have to mention my int only, my int. Getting? So what will happen, that it will increase the size, it will automatically increase. As you see the previous, what we are doing, that int to double, so it will automatically change. So what will happen here, that the output of print int will be 9 only, but the output of double int will be how much? 9.0, because the memory size of double is 8 byte. Okay, and it has what? 15 decimal precision it has, but you will get 9.0 only, because of why we are converting integer to double. That's the first example of typecasting. Automatically it is happening automatically. We are doing nothing here, we are just initializing. See the another example. In this typecasting example, it is happening manually. You can see this, we have initially double and then we have to convert into int, double to int. See this one, double to int. So we are converting from double to int, means it is decreasing. Must we have to do it manually. How we will do it manually? What we have to do only is, first we will get my double is equal to how much? Double value is 9.78. We got this. But int, it is asking for int. It is the size of double is 8 byte, but int is 4 byte only. It has to store. It has to remove the decimal part also. What we are doing, that we are using this with the bracket. Remember, we have to use this int, where you have to convert, like from int to from, let's say, byte you have to convert. Okay, I'm giving you one example only. So what you have to do, type byte and then my double, so then you will get it. So this kind of thing should be happen. This is a typecasting. One is automatic and lower to higher should be the manual kind of. That's it.